Good morning, y'all. So today I'm going to be doing a rude coffee machine is just straight up rude. Everybody, guess right. I ain't playing no games. Okay. Good morning, y'all. So today I'm gonna be doing a clean with me while suffering from anxiety and depression. Um, As you all know, I work kind of in the legal field. I've been studying for the LSAT exam. I also volunteer. I'm also a single mom. I also work full time, which I just mentioned. Um, of course, we're in a pandemic. I've been working from home. Then sometimes we went back to the office, and then my hours got cut, and then I kind of went back up, and then went down again. And life has been crazy. But what I have found is that actually a lot of professionals or people that work in the legal field, even paralegals and legal assistants, especially attorneys, I'm sure, but definitely I noticed because I'm in a lot of kind of like paralegal groups and stuff like that, that a lot of us suffer from anxiety.
So I just want to pause there really quick while I'm doing the editing and everything of the video, and just kind of let you guys know what I'm doing because I just kind of jumped in with the intro. But what I'm doing right now is cleaning out my fridge. To clean that out, I'm using the Trader Joe's multi-surface cleaning spray. And I just thought it would be a safe cleaner to use inside the fridge where our food and stuff is going to be. And also because I have my 4-year-old daughter helping us, I did want to use a cleaning agent that was kind of a little safe and a little more friendly, environment friendly. So what we did was my daughter helped me unload pretty much everything out of the fridge, like all of our groceries and stuff. And then she's helping me spray the shelves down in the fridge. And then we're also just using a microfiber cloth and just wiping everything down. And I always kind of run my microfiber cloth under hot water, squeeze it out, and then wipe down whatever surface I'm cleaning. So that's what we're doing here. Whenever I can get my daughter involved to help in cleaning up, I always try to get her involved. For one thing, it kind of helps me out because I have a little extra set of hands. And then also I know it'll be beneficial in the long run because she'll know how to do these things herself. And so, when she's old enough to have these responsibilities, she'll know what to do, and she'll be kind of experienced in that area. And then also, as I was stating, earlier in the introduction, that I work full time and I have a lot of other things going on as a single mom. So just being able to get her involved while I'm cleaning just kind of creates more time for us to it creates more time for us to be together and be around each other. So I just kind of wanted to interrupt there and just let y'all know what I'm doing because I kind of just jumped in. Initially, I had recorded this introduction, but the intro is kind of long, so I'm just gonna let it play while I'm also going through what I'm doing to clean. And everything is pretty much self-explanatory, but what I'm going to do is try to give out a few tips and stuff and just let you guys just kind of talk to you about anxiety and depression a little bit. But yeah, I just want to jump in real quick and say that.
And I'm sure it has a lot to do with us like having to meet tight deadlines, dealing with certain attorneys. Some attorneys that you work with can be very rude, belittling, demeaning, obsessive. Like they can kind of drive you crazy. And then the work itself is very what's the word, like it's very important work, it's very stressful, there are a lot of deadlines, and so the job is just completely stressful. So I do find that a lot of people in the legal field tend to suffer from anxiety and depression, and I feel like it's not really talked about a whole lot. And I do follow the paralegal charm school, like just plug that in here somewhere on Instagram, and she kind of shares that on her Instagram page, like how she deals with like her anxiety and stuff like that, which I think is pretty cool because I feel like not enough people in the legal field actually talk about like how dealing with such a high stress level job can affect you and have an impact on your health. So me personally, I have also been suffering from just a lot of mental ups and downs. And with, you know, the current state of the world, it's not uncommon for a majority of us to feel that way, even if you're not in the legal profession. Just due to the current state of the world, people experiencing job loss, home loss, and just a variety of other things, the loss of lives. I've even had experienced that myself. So it just takes a toll. We're just in a very like critical state. I know a lot of places are getting better and stuff, but we're still in a very like critical and vulnerable state. And so I just kind of wanted to make this video because, like I said, I feel like a lot of people in the legal field don't really talk about it. It's not as highlighted as it should be. And also because it's just real life and it's something that I have been dealing with. And so I just kind of want to share with you guys like how I get through it. And I've just, to be honest, like I know that I'm suffering from anxiety now, but looking back, I feel like I've always kind of had these issues. I've just been able to kind of like stay on top of it or find ways to combat it or deal with it. But of course, with us being limited in the world right now because of the pandemic, and just not really having as much control as I could before, it's very debilitating. So, yeah, but I have started making coffee. I brewed a cup of Dark Magic. This is my tired and ready to be hired mug. Even when employed, I like using this mug because I find it hilarious. Like when we work in the office, I used to use this mug all the time on my desk, and I thought it was so funny because, you know, I love my job, but it was just really funny. It was kind of a joke. Where's my creamer? But yeah, I just feel like it's not talked about enough. So, and you know, a lot of people don't really give insights into how it does affect your life overall. And so I just kind of want to give y'all like a peek through. I need to stir. So yeah, like, and I kind of share my journey with you guys as far as me like working in the legal field, working as a paralegal, and also studying for the LSAT, which my stress levels have been kind of so high at this point that I've kind of put a halt to studying. So I'm not studying at the moment. It's just I've had a few family members that's gotten pretty sick. Like family members that are really close to me in my immediate family. I myself has suffered from catching COVID, and my daughter has. Like, it's just been a whole lot. And especially with work has been very stressful, like not knowing, like I said, I love my job. I felt kind of stable, but with the pandemic, it's almost like I don't know if I'm going to have a job or not. Just having that stress, you know. So I just kind of want to share like how that is and being a parent and everything. So my house is a complete mess. And yesterday was just it was just like I tried to kind of stay on top and maintain things, but yesterday I just kind of let loose. I just let my daughter run wild. I was just kind of like, you know, I just want her to play because I don't know. I feel a little guilty. I know I don't have control over the pandemic, but I feel a little guilty because, you know, it's hard for me to be comfortable with her doing certain things, but at the same time, I have to kind of let go. And I mean that as far as like her going out to different museums and different events and stuff like that, because of the pandemic. But at the same time, like I'm vaccinated now, but she's not because of her age, of course. So, it's, you know, it's stressful, but I'm going to stop rambling so much in this intro. I'll talk to you guys more as you see me cleaning or whatever. I'll hold a conversation with you while I'm doing it. But I did want to get on here and just talk for a little bit. So just because I kind of have to like motivate myself to kind of get there. I'm a little tired. Woke up pretty early today, around 4 a.m. I couldn't really sleep. So it's about, well, actually it's almost 9 now, and I'm tired. I kind of got up and got myself together and stuff for the day, And I'm tired now. I really feel like I could lay down and take another nap, but I just want to go ahead and start putting a dent in this. So, like I said, tips for cleaning with anxiety. Let me get started. So, my two biggest things, which you guys have always seen me do in my videos anyways, I'll make something to drink and I'll have a scent of the day. I just made, again, my cup of coffee. I don't think you can see inside the mug, but I just made a cup of coffee. I'm also going to burn a candle, and the candle that I'm going to burn in here today is by Bath and Body Works. It's the Waikiki Beach Coconut, and this is almost gone. I had it burning for like an entire day about 2 days ago, and I just kind of, I don't know, I just let it burn for the whole day. So this is just about gone. So I'm going to let this burn the rest of the way, and then I'll switch it out to a different candle. But that's what I'm going to start out burning is Waikiki Beach Coconut. And I'm going to start in the kitchen. So what I have to do, even though my whole house is in complete chaos, I absolutely have to break it down. I have to break it down. And you know, that's like one of the most important tips as far as like dealing with anxiety, because I can easily become overwhelmed. So breaking things down helps me a lot. It helps me just kind of like feel like I'm in control of things. And also, the biggest way to combat anxiety, like combat that defeated feeling, like you feel defeated before you even get started, like, oh my God, this is hopeless, I can't do this. The biggest way to combat that is to just get started. So like I just did a morning routine with anxiety, and the best thing for me to do is just get up without even thinking, because once I start thinking, my mind starts spinning and spinning and spinning, and my mind goes everywhere, and I start over analyzing things, and I get really deep in thought, and then I'm kind of like stressed out about the day, and I just feel completely overwhelmed. So the best thing for me to do is just get up without thinking. And if you've seen in previous videos, morning videos, I'm typically a person that will like eat breakfast first and then brush my teeth, because I don't know, I guess I wake up hungry. But now, because of I'm trying to be more aware and cater to the state of like where I am mentally, like I have to get up and brush my teeth and wash my face and do all of this stuff first, because if I don't get up and do that, like I said, my mind will end up spinning and spinning, and I probably won't get out of bed if I don't have to. And if I do, I'll make very minimal effort. And I have had very, very low days where I wouldn't like get up and do anything at all. And that includes brushing teeth. And I know this TMI, but it's true. It's real. Like, I'm being serious. So, you know, mental health stuff is not a game, people. It's not a game. But like I said, and also knowing yourself, like I know I'm most productive in the mornings. So deciding to do, like to clean this mess or to start tackling in the evening is not really the best thing for me. I do have times where I have to, because the house is just too out of control, and like I don't care if it's 12 a.m. it got to get done. Like you have those moments sometimes, but well, I have those moments sometimes, but for the most part, like this mess here, this was here yesterday. I pushed it to this morning because I know when I get up in the morning, I have my coffee and I kind of get started, like get a jump start on the day. I feel a whole lot better, and I'm just more productive. I have more energy to kind of feel motivated enough to kind of start the cleaning process. So that's me personally. I'm a morning person per se. So you definitely have to kind of know yourself and know what works for you. I love coffee. So the best thing for me to do is start in sections. I'm gonna go ahead and burn my candle though. I usually try to like clean off an area before I start burning it, but this candle is like really on its last legs. I don't think it's gonna make it very far. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and burn this. No, I'm not, because I don't have a lighter in here, so I have to go get a lighter. But I'm gonna go ahead and light my candle. I'm sipping on my coffee. And so like I was saying, the biggest thing for me to do is start in sections. I have to break everything down in sections. And I was kind of saving the dishes so I could do them all at once, but it's just piled so high that I think I need to go ahead and start doing those here. So like I said, section everything off, break things down. So even though the whole house is in complete chaos, I'm gonna start with one room at a time. And I picked the kitchen. I'm gonna try to do the kitchen and living room because those are the first two rooms that people see when they come into my house. Really, the living room is most important, and I should probably be in there first. But I always come in here to make my coffee and stuff, and so just being in the kitchen first kind of makes sense. Plus, if I'm starting the dishwasher or something like that, or if I need dishes to dry, I feel like they kind of have the chance to do that while I'm working on something else. So I like to get started here first. That's personal preference. It's totally up to you. Whatever makes you happy, okay? So I like to break everything down in sections. I chose the kitchen. That's the one room that I want to start out with. So even if I find stuff that doesn't belong in the kitchen, I would typically get like a bag or just a certain designated area on the countertop or whatever. Everything that doesn't belong in here, I will put it in that area so that I can take it to the next room once I'm completely done in the kitchen and I'm not going back and forth. I don't have to keep going back and forth. For example, let's just say if it's some things that go in the living room, I don't have to go in the living room, see how messy it is, get distracted, have to come back in the kitchen and start cleaning here, then clean there, and basically just get completely distracted and thrown off and overwhelmed. We're not going to do that. Plus, when you go section by section, it helps you to stay organized, and you feel more accomplished, like you're checking more things off your list because it's all done in one. So that's what I'm gonna do. I chose the kitchen, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start with my countertops, my surface levels, and I'm gonna start with those one at a time. Okay, one thing at a time. So I'm gonna start with the countertop over here first, the small piece of counter space that I have there by the stove. Then I'm gonna do the stove, then I'm gonna do the countertop by the microwave, and then I'm gonna do my island, and then I'm gonna do my table and get all the surfaces clean. Then I'm gonna move over here to the kitchen sink. Then I'm gonna start the dishes, pre-wash them or whatever, get them in the dishwasher, let them start running, and then I'm gonna move on to the floors. Like, it's levels to it. It's levels to it, just one step at a time. So even if I don't get anything else done in here today and I just get the stove wiped off, that's one thing that's accomplished. And that's kind of how I had to think of it in my mind. And once I see that one thing done, it's kind of like, okay, I can do the next thing. And it's just baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. And it gets better. Trust me, you guys. And I understand if you're laying in your bed right now and you're watching this, you're trying to find the motivation. I get it. Today might not be the day for you to do it, but one day, you know what I'm saying? If you want to start bright and early tomorrow, and tomorrow's the day for you, you can do that. Like, you got this. You got this. It's hard, but we will get through it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. That's enough rambling. I just kind of had to talk a little bit to get myself prepped up, let the coffee sit in. I'm also gonna play some music. I'm gonna sometimes I'll watch YouTube videos, but today I think I'm just gonna go with music because sometimes I can get distracted. Like, if it's not a vlog style, I really like Deidre Dazzling story times. I love listening to those, or just kind of like vlog style stuff where they're doing a lot of talking, because it's almost like listening to a podcast. But even with those, because they're videos, like, I may start looking at the video and get a little distracted. So I'm just gonna start out with some music today. I'm gonna use my Google Mini to just play some music because I kind of woke up with like some songs on my mind. So I'm just gonna use that, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, like I was saying, that was a pretty long intro, right? Right. Okay. So I pretty much kind of gave myself a heads up, or gave you guys a heads up of some of the stuff that I was doing and cleaning up in this video. Also a few tips. So just to recap, some of the things I like to do is when I wake up in the morning, get straight up and go ahead and get dressed and get started on whatever task I have aligned for that day. Because if I don't get up and get straight to it, I will procrastinate and end up not doing anything at all. The second tip that I gave was to work in sections. I have to break everything down in sections. I even do this at work. So like if I have to, work on a document or something, I always break everything down in sections, because when you look at everything as an overall picture, it becomes really overwhelming. And then for me, that causes anxiety, which triggers into a depressive state. So it just kind of snowballs from there. I don't know if I said this in the intro or not, but like if you guys go back and watch one of my morning routine videos I did, as far as like my post morning run, like workout, I would get up and jog in the morning last year. I kind of got into that pretty heavy. But in that video, I kind of stated like I had to get up. Like, and as soon as I woke up, or, I had to immediately get out of the bed and start stretching and preparing for my morning run, because if I did not, I would not go run that day. And that's just kind of, these tips are helpful for people that are battling with anxiety and depression, but they're not the only ways that you can use these. These are helpful tips for just everyday life. Even if you're just a student and you have struggle, and even if you're just a student and you're struggling with studying or getting homework done or whatever it is, break it down into sections. And when it comes to studying, the Pomodoro method I found on YouTube really helps. And what does it do? It breaks things down into sections. So it's like you study for 30 minutes, take a 10-minute break, study for 40 minutes, take a 5-minute break. So it just breaks it down. When you break things down, it makes everything so much more manageable. So that was my little spiel there. I'm trying to think of some more tips. It's hard to it's hard to really think of it like off the top of my head. But yeah, also making like to-do lists. If you need to make a to-do list the day before about what you need to do, that's helpful. For me, I don't really have to make a to-do list. I do pretty good with the mental, like I know like once I start working in sections, whatever needs to be done will get done. So I kind of have a routine in my mind of how I work the rooms. Like I know when I come to my living room, I'm going to start on my couches first. I know if I go in the kitchen, I'm going to start on my countertops first. So it doesn't really matter what's in there, what needs to be put up, because I know if I work like my little routine, it'll get done anyway. And just having a routine is very helpful for me, and routines are great in general. So even if you go back a couple of years, like before my daughter was even 1, I was uploading weekly cleaning routines, and that's just because staying on a schedule and having a routine is just helpful. It's helpful if you have kids. It keeps the kids organized. It helps if you have a busy lifestyle like I do. It just helps you to maintain things. And so when it comes to anxiety and depression, it helps you maintain those things so you don't feel overwhelmed. That's like one of my biggest things. Another tip is for just dealing with anxiety. Another tip that I have is definitely using breathing techniques. Sometimes I get really overwhelmed and anxious, and I just have to sit down or lay down in a dark room and just take really slow, deep breaths. And it sounds kind of silly. I feel like you hear people say like, oh, just do some breathing exercises or something. Probably doesn't sound as silly nowadays because, I feel like a lot of people are becoming more aware of like mental health. But just doing breathing exercises helps. And I'm also subscribed to another mama who does cleaning and cleaning videos and kind of talks about anxiety and depression as well. As her YouTube channel is Mighty Mama, and I really like watching her videos because I just feel like it's real and authentic. I mean, I'm not trying to throw shots at nobody, but I honestly don't get a kick out of watching like the YouTube videos that are where they're doing a clean with me and their house is not dirty at all. And I've seen those people like make comments on their video like, well, I can't help it if my house doesn't get that dirty. I mean, I'm not going to go there whether they should make videos or not, but just because I find that it's not relatable. If you don't have children and you don't have a lot of activity in your home, your house is probably not that dirty. And that's another thing. So with having kids, if you do have kids, being able to delegate tasks. Of course, that depends on the age of your child. But if you have a child, delegate tasks like I did with my daughter in the beginning of the video. And also while the video was playing, if you guys noticed, my daughter was in her play area. Once I made my way to the living room, I told my daughter, okay, let's take a 5-minute break from playing. And she was in her bedroom. So I was like, let's take a 5-minute break from the bedroom, come into the living room, let's work on your play area. And I understand her play area can get really, really messy sometimes. So just offering to help. And I know as moms or even just as parents, it can be like, it's just kind of like, what was I going to say? Like, we'll kind of have that thought like, oh, it's just more work if I get the child to help me because they can't clean as well. I know I kind of had those thoughts. Sometimes I'll get those thoughts like, oh, it'll just take me longer if I try to get her to come in here and help me. But in all honesty, it honestly helps like a whole lot because the more she does it, the better she gets at it, right? So it may be a slow process to start out with, but over time she'll be able to start learning how to clean on her own without a lot of assistance. And she'll also not necessarily enjoy it, but she'll know it's expected of her to take care of her things. But yeah, so just sometimes taking that extra time out to help the kids if they need help cleaning, but definitely delegating tasks is a really, really big tip. I would say, especially if you have even older children, because they'll be able to do a lot more and help you out a lot more. But yeah, so those are just kind of some tips that I had. I'm pretty sure there's more things that I could talk about and more advice that I could offer. But this is kind of what I wanted to get out for today. I definitely don't want this video to run over too long. I feel like I was really long-winded. But let me know if you guys enjoyed this type of video. If you've suffered from any type of anxiety or depression since COVID, definitely leave a comment below and let me know. And to help others out there so that they don't feel as alone. And if you've even suffered pre-COVID or anything like that and you have tips for people, totally leave those down below. I'd love to read them because these are just a few tips that I found along the way that helped me, but everybody's different. I know there's so many other methods and things out there that we could use, but hopefully this video kind of gave you a little bit of inspiration and maybe you were able to use it as a podcast to kind of use as an aid while you're cleaning yourself, while you're cleaning your own home. So hopefully I was able to help you in that way. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to making more videos like this. So hopefully you guys like it, just being a little bit more transparent and in, touch with reality. So yeah, hopefully y'all like it. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.